Like you're playing ignorant to the fact of, oh, I don't know what's happening. You know exactly what's happening because you're the people that are inflicting the change. For example, was it last year or the year before? And by the way, I don't care. I'm name dropping.
That was long enough.
I don't say. I don't even know what the fuck I just pressed.
Which one is it?
I don't know. Max was on that.
Okay.
Whatever.
Listen, this is round 2 of episode 1/2/3 at this point. It's been a rough start to the episodes, but nonetheless, welcome back to the Double Outs podcast. My name is Jasmine. This is Joe, and we're gonna kind of just get right into it. I'm gonna start talking about the fact that we filmed a whole almost 2-hour long episode weeks ago. Should have been out. I loafed it, and then my hard drive crashed, and I lost all the footage. But I will say, even for that footage, it didn't have any sound, so it is what it is.
It's rough over here, guys.
It's rough. We talked about so much stuff. We talked about Florida. We talked about the London. What was it? Where was the tournament? Oh my gosh, not Burlington. Peterborough. We talked about a lot.
What are they called?
It was just like flag circuit.
Just flag circuit. Those we talked about those. We're gonna have to do a little run back, another episode, and go more in depth again about all that stuff because there was a lot of good stuff that we talked about. But today we kind of got to jump ahead a little bit because we are 2 nights away from the very first T-Font tournament. We're getting right back into it, and I'm actually really excited for this season. It's going to be fun. Not excited for the weather. I don't even know if I'm going to go and watch on Saturday because it looks like trash.
Wow.
But I'm excited. There's a lot to talk about this tournament. I don't know if you want to, where we should start with, there's a lot.
So hold on. Whoa. Before anything, did people respond to the...
Oh, let me see.
See if there's anything before I thought I'd go into anything. Let's see what people say. I know.
How was your trip?
It was a fucking. It was a fucking movie.
It looked like when Joe starts posting videos of him walking. You know, like when you're looking down, you know, you know it's gonna be.
I can't show you too much, you know.
You know it's gonna be lit.
But,
no, it's funny. What time did you get there? I know you asked for the code, but I asked anyways, and she doesn't get codes. I know it's too late anyways, but just so you know, for future.
I end up just booking Flair
the
for
Stampede,
that.
like Calgary Stampede.
Yeah,
when is that?
Yeah, July.
What the fuck? That sounds lit.
It's like a week before your wedding, actually. Can't even lie, because I was like trying to look for it, and I was like, oh shit, fuck.
Oh shit, that's the Calgary. What do you even do there?
I have no idea.
You never been?
Buy some cow boots and a fucking cowboy hat.
Fucking cowgirl boots, disgusting.
Yo, I'm gonna be that token black guy still.
No way.
We'll test it out. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
What the hell? I feel like it's gonna be crazy.
But no, Costa Rica was fucking lit. We landed, drove like 3.5 hours, and then fucking partied like crazy. Went to Hako Beach. If you know, you know.
go to the Instagram.
If you know, you know.
Look at the top.
And then did a day in Tamborino. That was
where's
cool.
that?
Costa
or like,
Rica.
well, obviously,
Yeah, so
dumbass.
Honestly, I was driving around Costa Rica. It was.
You were like you just got a car and you're just whipping around.
Yeah. It was interesting to say the least. I didn't see shit. Like you would think, yo, I'm gonna drive 7 hours across the country. I didn't see nothing.
You saw nothing. Nothing but trees.
Trees.
You see no monkeys? No.
I ain't seen not one monkey. Nothing. I did see one colorful bird. That was about it. But honestly,
colorful bird.
I don't know what it was. It looked nice.
Oh, okay.
Honestly, we just drank and
it was fun.
Yeah. It was a good time.
That's it.
We
We had our bachelorettes.
Yeah. I see Matt was playing basketball. I was like, all right. Cool.
His was chill. Yeah, he just went to a cottage. Look, actually, I'll show you one picture that I got. I got one picture.
Yours looked like a whole event still. Where did you go?
Montreal. We just went to Montreal. It was, but it wasn't. It was actually a lot more chill. We just went to a bunch of restaurants. Tried to get into a couple clubs, but I didn't realize that the dress code.
19?
No, the dress code in Montreal is crazy.
Hold on. What were you trying to wear? Jogging pants?
Not me. but like,
Oh,
yeah, just a couple.
but then like,
But no, I called some places, but it was like dress up, like suits and ties type. So I'm like, to a club. I didn't realize that was a thing.
yeah,
But not even just that. Like, because of it was a Victoria weekend. Like, we couldn't even.
I don't even want to know what it. Oh wow! Did he sleep with that?
He had to hold on to it the whole weekend. Everywhere.
Shit,
And they checked on him. They checked.
You need to post that up still.
Yeah, everywhere. I brought it in the shower as long as I was in point of contact. So
Yeah, so he had to bring it into the shower. They checked
That's
too when he was
hilarious.
sleeping, making sure he was holding on to it while he was sleeping.
Tuck
So
like a limb between my legs and just like hold on
so
to it.
fucking funny.
Yeah. In order to play basketball, I had to take 5 shots.
So he didn't have to hold on to it.
while I was playing basketball, but like pool, poker, everything, I was holding on to it. Like,
Yo, I bet, so my boy's brother came on the vacation, and, we're drinking whatever, and then, guys just start, fucking ego comes out. Somehow, man, he wanted to race me. We bet 40,000 Costa Rican.
I was like, what are you even talking
Probably
about?
like $10. Now. Honestly, it's probably like $100, let's say. I don't know, something like that.
That's a decent amount.
Dusted him up. I had to let him know. Are you dumb?
On
the
the
knee's
knee
feeling
too?
good.
Knees feeling good. You're playing. You're playing this.
I didn't think about my health. So I was like, oh, yo, after I was done, I was like, hold on.
So you're good. So you're good. Just get a couple drinks in before you start playing this weekend. You'll be good to go. Are you playing?
Nah,
You're not.
I'm good. Nah.
Like, actually?
Nah.
If you need to, you will. You're going to have your stuff.
Nah.
Okay.
I
Okay.
don't think so. I don't think
Watch.
it depends. Like,
If I see this guy in the field, I'm recording it.
Yo, we got 19. We have 18.
Oh, yeah, you guys are laughing.
ready, so if
You guys got that many?
Yeah, we might have 19. So if we don't have 19, maybe I might disappear on the roster. And just
Just don't worry about it.
They don't need me, yo. We're good.
You guys are set. You guys are good.
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
Have you guys practiced?
Practice will be day
Practice.
1. Practice will be
Practice is
at
day 1.
9:45 on Saturday against Niagara Fall replacements. No disrespect, but it is what it
This
is.
is what it is. We can kind of just get into it. Look at the questions that we got.
Well, I'm sure people are pissed about the draw.
Oh, fuck. There's a lot going on.
Well, why don't we talk about things before we get into this?
This could be long. Oh, do you want to talk about this? Like these things?
Yeah, let's talk
Yeah,
about
yeah, that's fine with
let's
me.
do that. We don't have to get into the tournament right away.
Not at all.
Going out. Wow. So not only did the Kindogs not win VTFL, congrats to the Smoke, which it seems like it's a bunch of assassins guys. They won the VTFL, but Kindogs apparently pussy ass dropped out of T-Font. They were supposed to start a T-Font team this year, and that's mad sus. Now you guys are not doing that, but now that I know that information, I might have to make a 1-2 call because shit, we can use a 19th player this Sunday, but won the Kindogs. You guys lost VTFL, and you're not in T-Font. You guys suck.
Do we know why they're not playing in T-Font?
I think I know the quarterback injured his shoulder
Oh, fuck.
a while back.
the reason why they haven't played in years, from what I heard, is the quarterback. Like,
Oh,
he
okay.
just
But
commitment and injuries or
apparently
whatever.
He was on board, but he tore his rotator cuff during VTFL. I know he came back at the end, but I don't know. He's probably not healthy.
Yeah, that's rough.
Sorry.
All right, well, yep. Kindogs are done. That's it. You guys might as well just split back up. Because that merge didn't work still.
Okay, yeah, so that was one of the questions that we got. Let's just get into it. Okay. It really is Team Canada selection this weekend.
I have no idea about that. Do we know anything?
Do you
about
know
that?
anything about that? Sorry, can't even talk about that.
Right. Only 2 from Ontario selected for football's top 50 ID camp. Y'all suck. Straight.
Okay, we could talk about it because
Y'all suck.
they're going crazy out in Quebec. Like,
Quebec is miles better than us, so I don't understand why we're shocked.
They've been playing flag a lot
I'm
longer
shocked
than
that
us.
there's 2.
I'm sure there's some biases, but it's hard to say. But I think Quebec teams have the top players for
They
flag,
have-
especially.
For
They
sure.
have at least 2 to 3 teams that are better than every single team in
Yeah,
Canada.
yeah. I mean, even at Worlds, the 2 of the top teams in the world were from Quebec.
Like, They're better.
So
like,
the thing was only 2 from Ontario selected.
Well, for that women, but even like the
Football
men's team, like the
Canada's
team
top
that won for
50.
Ontario is the Quebec team that was missing half their players.
Yeah, and they weren't even representing Canada. It was a Saskatchewan team that was representing Canada.
Yeah.
So like, Ontario is not in the top anything in flag. Like
We're
let's
very
just say
behind
what
in
it is.
flag. Very
Like, we're
behind.
not. So like, us not making it to me is not shocking.
Well, I'll bring up another question in here. There's only 4 teams that actually participated in flag. That just shows you how much we care about flag.
There you go. Oh, and the men's?
Yeah.
Facts.
Women's, there's 8, but it's still less than the touch. Like, if you really wanted to take Steph Ford in flag, there would be a lot more teams showing out.
I think we have good football players. It doesn't mean that you're a good flag player.
But it's just making that jump from touch to flag, which I don't think anybody's going to do, at least right now.
Well, no. There's nowhere to even play that type of competition to even get to that level.
I agree.
Like, to get to that level, you have to play that type of competition. No one's doing that. So.
100%. Like if any of the top touch teams switch to flag, the competition's not the same.
Now, if you guys want to step your game up, you're gonna have to go over. You're gonna have to get over there and start playing some real teams and start getting it done. If you're not doing that, well, you're not serious.
Well, it's funny seeing these 2 next to each other. Like we have one. It's not a question, but it says to talk about the death of touch football, which we could. But then the next one is there's only 4 teams in flag, so it's like we've been talking about the death of touch football, but there's still more touch than flag teams, which is.
Well, I mean, there's still 20 teams for men's. There's only 10 for women's, but women's have been declining.
So then why does it say here only 4 teams in flag?
There's only 4 for men's flag this tournament, and there's 20 touch teams. Like it's not as much as it used to be, but it's still
I do
pretty
agree. But no, I just thought it was funny that
competitive.
those were back to back. That it was like the death of touch, but touch is still. I think it's because it's a comfort thing, and I think people don't know what the fuck this tournament's gonna look like.
Well, I think it's 2 different perspectives. Like, touch is dying,
It is.
but like I don't know if it's dying because of flag. I think it's dying just because of.
Just because there's a lot of other things that are
there's so many
making it
factors,
die.
right?
Yeah.
Whereas like the flag isn't popping like that. It's growing.
Not
but it's
here,
not, like,
for sure. Yeah.
It's not certified. Like touch is more organized in that sense.
Yeah.
Right. So
I do think in a few years it's going to start to. Every year, flag will get more and more popular, and I think eventually it will overtake touch.
I do agree.
But
I think
that might be 5 years.
Yeah, but it's mostly generational.
I was just about to say, I
Yes.
think.
Younger players aren't playing touch. They're growing up playing flag. So eventually they're gonna play flag.
And the older guys don't want to switch to flag. So once
Correct.
they filter out, then you'll bring in the new guys that will play flag. But
Yeah.
it might take 5+ years.
I agree.
I think also it's easier to field teams in flag, shorter games, smaller teams, so on and so forth. So it may even look like it's more like popular, whatever cases, but it's less players.
Yeah. And at least for our sake, like we have 19 guys that want to play. You're not going to cut half your roster to make a flag team. It just doesn't make sense. And you can't make two
You can't make
competitive
two?
teams. You can, but like everybody wants to play with the starting quarterback, right?
Of course.
Like,
Makes sense.
I mean, we're fortunate to have multiple, but not every team is like that, right?
Yeah.
So it doesn't work. You want to have your 19 best guys. That's what we're here to play. And
I agree.
There's some type of organization or like with flag that people are committed to. I don't see it like it's gonna take a second to go somewhere because there's although leagues and stuff are popping up, there's no standard and there's no like, you know what I mean? Like there's nothing. Like it's not like what do you like? Let's say you're a flag player. What are you looking to play right now?
and every flag league is different. So like you can't even stay.
That's my point. Like
Yeah.
there's no like there's no standard. There's no like
The best was the Detroit thing, and that was very competitive. But they're not going to have that all year round. All the leagues there's a 6-man one, there's a 7-man one, there's a 5-man one, all with different rules. So you're not even building towards anything.
It's just all just a bunch of random shit.
I mean, touch isn't great like that either. Like you have a different rule sets, but most of the time it's still 7-on-7.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. It's facts.
Like if you're pushing towards Olympics, every flag league should be 5-on-5. I don't know why we still try to play 6-on-6 flag.
I don't get it either. I don't get why there's anything other than 5-on-5. Period.
That's
Even
what I
co-ed. Like
would-
if you're going to the States, we played 5-on-5 co-ed. I mean, there's different rule sets obviously, but the main focus is 5-on-5.
Well, I feel like the main focus should be whatever the Olympics is type thing. I feel like if that's what people want to work towards, that's like the main thing to work towards.
Then even when you go to that, Canada has their own rules, and then there's actual world rules. Like what they're playing Olympics isn't what Canada's doing. Because Canada has 3 downs, and then they're playing 4 downs.
Why do we even do that? It's so strange.
Like, even that's fucking
Yeah.
like, that's stupid.
Well, for these tournaments now, the Trillium Tour or whatever, we're doing USA flag, so at least stick to that, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Some consistency. I have another question here. It says why there isn't prize money for winning teams, not $200 for each division. What's that? Tournaments?
They made a decision a while ago that they want, like, honestly, I don't fucking know. I can't justify it because it doesn't make no sense.
What is it?
I don't know. Before it used to be like, if you win AA, you win like your money back for the tournament, and then it went down in increments for every single team.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Now it's just
they
not a
try
thing?
to say something about how they want to make it even, and everyone could make the same amount.
Why compete for AA? It's just bragging rights only at that point, right? Like
T-Fon is bragging rights at this point.
Well, there's a lot
Yes.
that we need to talk about T-Fon because there's a lot of shit that's changed without people knowing.
Hold on, though. Just hold on for 1 second.
I'm not getting there yet, but I'm just prefacing for
Yeah, okay.
what we talk about later on in this episode because there's a lot that has
Well, I was
changed.
just saying, like the prize money. What I thought was funny when I looked at the flag stuff, it didn't have a set. I didn't have a set amount for flag, but they kind of just said, "Oh, well, it's depending on how many people are there." And then I was in my head, I was thinking, so flag is dependent on how many people are there, but touch is $200 regardless.
It's set.
What the fuck is that?
Interesting.
imagine if you play 4 teams in flag and you win more money than winning AA. That makes no sense, right?
Touch is officially over. Everyone's going over.
Yeah.
Because what? That means that there's 20 teams, and what? You actually make real money?
Yeah.
That's bullshit.
Not just a mere 200. Interesting.
Well, they got to do it like how docs. Like if you're AA, if you win AA, 100%, you make at least your money back, even a little bit more, a little bit less, because then you don't get the like. Why even? Unless you want to compete at the top, if you don't really care,
Yeah, you're
I
not
can
gonna.
just sandbag to the bottom and win my $200.
Which happens.
That's probably gonna happen if that rule stays.
I mean,
Interesting.
when you're at the top, nobody's playing for the money. You're playing to win, but there's going to be teams in those lower divisions that while they're trying to
top team and you have a shit weekend, like you have a shit Saturday or whatever, and you got your quarterback gets injured or something, you might just be like, "Yo, I'll just
let's
drop
go
a
win
double
B."
Yeah, fucking make my money back. At least we get 2 bills. Send it. You know what I mean? Save your money. Save up for the next tournament.
I see this one here. It says, would love a mention of the St. Catherine's tournament coming up this year. I actually do wish we had more information for this episode, but I'm going to send a message and get more so we could talk about that because there's a lot going on out there that we don't know about. And I feel like it would be fun to get a little more exposure over there because there's another message that says 1 year plus of pushing to get a tournament here.
Well, we do. It's St. Catherine's, right?
Yeah. No, I know. We're going there now, but
It's just been a while.
is that what he was talking about?
There a while ago.
Maybe that tournament? The tournament?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought there was like another tournament going on out there that he wanted us to talk about.
In July, we're going to St. Catherine's.
Are you going? Well, do you know? Yeah.
I'm going. Yeah.
That's going to be fun.
I'll be there. Straight. And it better be fucking lit. Straight.
1 year plus of pushing,
putting
and they got it
pressure.
in. So
And I guess it's run by the St. Catherine's Football Touch League, so we're going to be expecting nice things out there. We're
got high
working on you,
expectations.
but
no, but it's good that finally there's a new location.
yeah, and it's close to Niagara Falls, so if you guys want to go out and actually like be not in Belleville,
Has there ever been? Has there been a Niagara tournament?
They've had it in St. Catherine's before, a couple years ago. Well, when I say a couple, like 10.
I was gonna say before
yeah,
I
Definitely
started
before
playing.
I started
Yeah,
playing
it was a
too.
while ago.
If I was playing, this would be my 9th year, I think.
Actually, we won that tournament.
8th or 9th year.
Um,
What? Do you know what year this is for you? 15?
don't
More.
Don't do that.
No, I'm not even. No,
Started,
no. Like actually, because if this is
2013. I don't know. 12,
okay, going on
13.
12.
No, I think it's 13.
It can't, I guess so. Yeah,
Something like that.
13. What we got? We could talk about that. The made up rules about All Stars. I mean, that just go. They're
Was
official.
she talking about last year?
I would assume so. Yeah. I haven't heard of anything since then. Made up All Stars for, but as she's locked in now, she's on the team, so now they can't say nothing.
I
She's not-
heard. I heard some things. I heard the Capitals are coming in hot now. It's fuck it.
I want to start talking about this tournament already because I'm gonna make some bets now.
Not in it.
They're not even playing.
No,
I was
I'm
looking
still
forward to
gonna
them
make some
playing.
bets about who's gonna be
Do we
taking
have
nationals.
rankings? Like, what's poppin'? We have rankings still.
Like
Us?
here?
Yeah, we have
Oh,
rankings
us.
still.
Well, I mean, it wouldn't be much different than
Not this one.
than
last
that.
year.
Well, yeah, I would just keep the T-Fon ratings. Like, you can't just be like, and then it's just like,
Yeah,
oh, I
yeah.
think that this team's not
Yeah.
going to be as good because, I mean, I don't really
We
know.
can discuss what we ended off on, and
There's
then
only
we
a
can
team
make.
or two.
You can base it off some shit that you've been hearing. You know?
It's not even shit that we're hearing.
Well,
Now
there's
it's
a-
on paper.
No, but some.
There's a couple
Yeah,
teams.
actually,
Now it's on
You
paper.
go check rosters technically.
Yeah.
There's a couple teams that I know have made some improvements.
Women's or men's?
Men's.
Like
Who?
Assassins.
Yeah.
Wait, who's on Assassins? What I miss?
Seems like.
You can check the Carrillo.
Yeah. Seems
Just
like,
tell me who is
seems
it?
like Heaney and
Oh
friends.
yeah.
crew
He
went over there.
yeah he told me that. What is that?
That's like for this.
Oh.
Shit. Heaney and his crew went over there.
Yeah.
Looks like there's a little merge.
Okay. How do you
So-
check the Corello again?
Go to Carrillo.com. But yeah, other than that, like even then, it's like okay, they're still a top seeded team, right?
Do I have to log in?
Oh, they're in our pool actually.
Sorry, Matt. How do you do this?
Go to T-Fon website.
Here?
No, T-Fon. Whatever. What are you saying though?
They're in our pool, so I mean, they're still a top seeded team. So if they made some improvements, they go up a couple spots. Like I don't think it'd be drastically different than what.
So you're saying wait till the next tournament then?
Yeah, and then you see how teams perform, right?
Sorry.
Like I
Go,
think,
what?
like Ottawa Wolfpack, I think they're much better than where they placed.
So yo, what happened now with Wolfpack? Talk to Tiggs. Like, let's just talk here. Hold on.
Oh, view team.
So from what they said was their average last year was 42 points, and
Okay.
coming into this year they have 40, which I think there's a handful of teams that
You
are
want me to pull up
between
the
40 and
messages?
42.
Just so we have them, I can pull up the messages.
I mean that's the gist of it, but you can, So they dropped a few rankings, which obviously make a big difference, right?
Mhm.
Coming in as the 16th seed or whatever seed they have. Well, I don't remember. I think they're like 13 or 14 or whatever. But if you come in as a 16, your first game is against the number 1 seed, right? Or if you're
Yeah.
if you're the bottom
Well-
4 teams, you're playing the top 4 teams.
Well, the reason why I asked that, kind of getting into the new tournament thing, is that, well, clearly they said whatever they said, which I agree. I don't know how you fucking lose points not coming to nationals. Was that the justification that they never came to nationals? That's why they lost the 2 points. Because I heard another team also lost 2 points.
That's what they're assuming, but then they said that they.
I think it's Blaze or something.
Well, their
Yeah.
concern was that they weren't going to be able, because if you start in tier 2, you can't compete for AA. They want at least the opportunity to compete for AA, and with 16 teams, they're still able to.
Oh,
But now you have to play potentially a top 4 team, which with this new system we'll get into after is a big difference, right?
Well, no idea. What I'll say is that this leads me to my next point. Is that why
Assassins
it's a
isn't
60
in.
Is that
Assassins? What are they under?
Smoke, maybe. I think they changed their name to Smoke.
no? They probably haven't done the roster. No, Derek Booth hasn't done their roster.
It-
They did it.
I don't know.
I don't think they did their roster.
Well, online it still says Assassin, so I don't. They could change their.
Not here.
Put the whoa.
The Hellhounds, the replacements, the pack. Who's the pack?
No, it's probably different. Like
You could be in different leagues. It doesn't have to be a T1 team.
yeah, true. Anyways, is that why they have a 16 team thing? Because that's what the conclusion I came to.
It says right
Sounds
here,
like
look.
They conclude they. Sounds like that's what
Yeah.
they complained because they weren't in tier 1, which I understand. Like, what the fuck? Why are we not in tier 1? And why would we want to play in a tournament if we're not in fucking tier 1? Because what are we gonna do? Play in tier 2 with 5 teams and we have no chance of going tier 1? I understand that, but then all of a sudden now we're going to 16 team tier 1 when we've never done that outside of nationals. It seems like that's the reason they did it. They complained that Russell's like, all right, I know what I'm gonna do.
Well, if we're starting,
16 team.
if
But now if
we're
it's
starting
just-
that kind of stuff this early with the complaining and then
The
changing
bullshit.
shit,
It's already started.
you
Like,
you gotta lock in. I think you just gotta.
You stick
It
to
is-
what you.
yeah.
I don't know if that's the reason though that they're doing the 16 team. It's,
just saying
it's
if it
obviously hard
is.
to say.
But there was something I heard too.
it's
about-
dumb. Do you even understand how this fucking format? This doesn't make no fucking sense to me.
Well, so you play your first game and it completely favors the top 4 teams, right? So the top 4 are us, you guys, Mud Dogs, and Trojans.
I don't know if it favors you guys still. I don't know the Great Whites.
We have a tough
I
pool.
don't know who has the better whites. Those are great whites.
We actually have, for being the top seed, we have a hard pool. They're all very competitive teams.
Who's this?
I would agree.
Who's this?
Who's what? Akeem? You don't know Akeem Foster?
No, not by name.
You'll know him if you saw
I'll
him.
say not by name.
But
Sorry, Akeem.
on paper, whether the team's good or not, obviously they're new to T-Fon, so they're lower seeded. But we're playing the 16th seed the first game. So that means as a 16th seed, which is generally a fringe tier 2 player team, you're coming in, you have to beat the number 1 team or you're getting kicked down. Whereas you couldn't just have a good Saturday and still make that AA crossover. If you lose your first game, you're out. And then it goes in reverse. If we have a shitty first game and we lose that first game, we're out of AA and there's no coming back to it. Right? Like that first game is the most important game of the entire weekend. Well, obviously winning AA finals,
Yeah,
but
so
like
that's what it seems like. It seems like you have to win that game.
if you lose that first game, you're automatically in your A-B crossover. And if you
Is that
win,
how it works?
Yeah.
if
We
you're
were
so
talking
if you
about this
win,
this morning.
your AA crossover, then your second game means absolutely nothing because if you win, you just play the lower seeded team. If you lose, you play the higher seeded team. So say we go on, we win, we win our first game. The second game we would play against whoever's second in Mud Dog's pool if all the top teams win, which would be
No. I disagree on this. Hold on. Let's just slow down for just 3 seconds here. Okay, let's look at this for 3 seconds. Let's say the Assassins. Okay, let's say the Assassins lose to the Ottawa football team by 1 point, right?
Ottawa football team would play us in that second game.
Yes, and then you guys spank them. And then Assassins spank the Great Whites.
Doesn't matter.
Assassins would have a better. They would
Better plus minus, but unfortunately because of the schedule, Assassins would have to play the higher seeded A double B
That's not what
crossover.
it says.
Is it not?
It says third in whatever plays fourth. It just says second and first place second and third place fourth. That's essentially what it says. If you go down to the A preliminary, it says third pool A plays fourth in pool B.
Oh, you could be right. Maybe I'm wrong.
Can't say that word. Not not smart. No, that's stupid. Honestly, that doesn't make sense. You're basically in a two-way tie. You shouldn't be I don't get how you have to play the best team in your group the second game if you win. Why? And then if that's the case, those teams should automatically go through. It shouldn't be first and second. It should be the winners of those games are automatically through to the next thing. It doesn't say that.
Yeah.
So it actually favors the teams that are like lower because they can lose a game and still make it up.
Maybe I completely read it wrong, but
I think it's confusing. It's hard to understand what the hell's going on. Not only that, but the explanation that they had on the paper completely contradicted the actual schedule.
yes. I think there was some women's tournaments though that the pools that had 4 teams had the same layout as this for women's last year. I'm pretty sure.
The teams that had 4 teams had this layout.
I'm pretty sure. Like say
Okay.
the Rebels had to play, and then it was like the winner of that pool plays each other, and then the losers play each other.
Honestly, I don't know. I don't know, but let's just see what happens because I'm sure someone's gonna mess this up.
It doesn't seem like it's gonna go smooth.
No, it's not. It's not. It doesn't make sense either.
Yeah,
Okay,
I might have
let
been.
me give an example, right? You know what? It's the exact same example. Don't worry, it's fine. The facts of the matter is that if Assassins somehow if they lose to you guys or whoever wins that game, if they play you guys and they get smashed, if you smash the second team,
You could knock them to A.
yeah,
But you could do that before though. Like when I played for Hounds, we did that to Mud Dogs one game.
yeah, but not in your pool. You
Yeah.
can't knock them down in your pool.
Yeah.
They would have to lose another game.
No, it was a 3-way tie between so we lost to Mustangs. Mud Dogs beat Mustangs. We beat Mud Dogs, but we beat Mud Dogs like 35-0. So we knocked them down to A.
Yes, but that kind of makes sense. What I'm saying is this. Okay, for example, EBO can beat the Bullets.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
If we spank EBO, they could still go down.
If Bullets still win
If
2
the
games.
if the Bullets spank replacements, which I don't know how they match up each other, but like it's possible. Why not?
Well, they would have to.
It's stupid. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
Because you're not playing 3 pool games. You're only playing 2.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
what's the dip?
Why
Like,
not
why
just-
is it so confusing this
So-
year?
Well, because like your pool play, you should play 3 teams in pool play, right? So you would get a 2-1 or a 1-2. Now you can get a lot of 1-1s. Then it just comes down to head to head and then point differential between 2 games, which can be really.
So points could really matter, like
Yeah,
more than
seems
normal,
like it.
more than normal.
Unless they didn't put out anything about a tie or anything, I never seen it.
See, I was mistaken. I thought it was you win your first game, you play, and then you win that second game, you go to AA. If you lose, you just play the higher seed. Because I thought if you win the first game, you're locked into the top 2 positions. If you lose the first game, you're playing.
That's what I thought originally.
That's what it seemed like to me. So if you lose, you're automatically 3rd or 4th. If you win the first
Yeah.
game, you're 1st or 2nd.
That's the only thing that makes sense.
That's what it seems like. That's what I assumed it was. But now that you say that though, if I win my first game or lose my first game and then I blow out the second team, then you could jump in rankings if everybody goes 1-1 kind of thing. Yeah, I don't know.
It's just ridiculous. Makes no sense. Which leads me to the women's side because I just got word of this yesterday. Women are surprise, surprise. The women are pissed.
What happened?
So now if you win AA in the women's, you have to play 6 games, which usually you'd have to play 5 games, but now it's 6 games.
Why?
How does that make sense?
Yeah, why?
Why are they playing more games now? Why are things changing? I don't.
But also, I think another big topic too on this is the fact that these are like kind of big changes, and no one knew until this dropped. Like I feel like everything was done quietly. Nothing was talked about unless you know from the captain's side.
Yeah.
Nothing was talked about. Like these
Well,
are like bigger changes that I feel
know
like
the women have a whole group chat and they have a whole committee with everyone involved. So
it should.
I would assume they would know what the hell is going on.
For women's, it looks like every team plays 3 pool play games.
Correct.
But because there's only 3 teams in each,
But regardless,
they're
playing
like
extra
mixing.
game.
So like EBO is in one pool, so they play a couple of their pools, and then they have to jump over to the next pool and play Wolfpack.
All I'm telling you is they're complaining right now. They don't got a lot of players. They're struggling. All the girls are trying to play flag.
I was gonna say, the girls are
and
playing
now they have
flag.
an extra touch game, so they're extra pissed. That's all I know.
Extra game for no reason.
That's what I heard.
But again, like you said, if there's a committee and they knew about this, how could that not have been? I guess it's not really a real committee though. You can't overrule nothing, even if all people vote against no. At the end of the day, it's done by one person who's gonna have the final say. So
That's what you would assume. Who knows if that's the actual case? I'm sure someone's gonna tell us. That's
this
not the
weekend,
case.
I hope so. I hope people.
Yeah,
I hope people come up to. If you see us this weekend, let us know. I'll be making a lot of notes in my phone of the things people tell me. Actually, you know what? Tell me, not Joe, because chances are Joe will be drunk this weekend. I probably won't be.
Oh, wow.
So let me. If you guys see me, any complaints at all, I have a notes list in my phone ready to go.
Oh shit.
And
Just tell me the tea.
For
I don't
real,
care about
like-
nothing else. I just want to hear about the.
just
tea.
let us know.
Like the personal.
It can
tea.
all be anonymous. So
Just
what?
tell me. Is that one?
no, we got the new camera. That's why we got.
It's on the old tape.
That's why we got the new one. We can keep going.
Fire up.
But yeah, so if you see us this weekend, let us know any thoughts. As brutally honest as you want to be,
No,
and
no, don't tell me. Tell Josh.
tell me. I'm not keeping track of names as well, so it's just gonna be all anonymous, and then I'll just put it
Tell
on
me
here.
the drama about who was doing what last summer. You know what I'm saying? This winter. That's what I want.
This
to know.
winter?
I want
This
the
past
real
winter.
tea. Straight.
I'm excited for these new team changes though. On the women's side, I'm actually excited.
What do you mean by team changes?
Changes, sorry, but just like new players and like players moving around. And
Oh, like okay. Like
I'm just excited for it. I think it's gonna be
like
interesting.
What? Like the Rebels are struggling for players.
Are they?
Or like what? The Legends are not playing touch.
Ottawa's gonna take it.
Wolfpack's players are left and they're not playing.
I know. There's a lot of girls. Well, yeah, but they have someone. They have someone young and new.
It seems like
EBO lost their quarterback too.
I don't know. I be hearing.
Wait, can't we check the rosters? That's what this is for.
Yeah, but a lot of the players could be on the roster just because they have to be. I don't even.
Yeah.
Do you have to sign up to the same roster? Like, say Wolfpack are doing both, or I know Rivals.
No,
They have to sign up separately.
No, apparently the way the rosters work for the flag is you don't enter your roster until like the day of.
For flag?
Yeah,
Sorry, what was the
for first
EBO's
game.
quarterback? It was Sloan, no?
Sloan, She's not on there, right? Is what's her name?
Sasha's there.
Okay, Sasha's there. Okay, so never mind.
Well, a lot of the girls are probably just playing flag, right?
Colleen. Okay. Simone's back? Where? Oh, shit. Simone's making that returning debut. Okay. I'm excited for Ottawa, I will say.
Listen, Ottawa, you guys.
Wait, is it
We should leave them all. They don't have no roster. They're not even here.
Oh yeah, they're not on it. Fuck, I forgot.
Check the Rebels roster. See if they have more than 5 players. Okay, they got 7.
That's it?
That's not a bad 7 still.
Stop saying 7. Wait, hold on. Sherry's in. Sherry's playing?
Sorry, what? Yeah?
I mean, I fucking hope so. I feel like I blinked and she's back in.
Hold on. When did that happen?
September. She could just be on the roster, but I highly doubt she's just on the roster.
I gotta play this weekend. That's fucked up.
There you go. You guys heard it. You guys heard it here.
Not play before
You guys heard it. If Sherry's back in, Joe's. You can't lie about that now.
Nah, Sherry, I'll play. I can't let Sherry play. I'm not playing still. That's crazy. That's wild.
If Sherry is playing, I'll be very excited. I hope she's back.
Crazy.
That was the fastest recovery ever.
Yeah, good for her.
But yeah. Okay. I don't know who that is.
What do they got? 5 players?
Stop.
Okay, fine. They got 6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Stop. 6, 7.
All right. They're fucked.
It's Rebels. No, they're not. But
What is this like, yo? I heard their quarterback ain't. Oh God, they got 8.
So a lot of the players are probably playing just flag.
what? What?
I heard that still.
Just for this one?
I've been.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Oh my God. Yo, that's so
Okay.
fucking
What the
funny.
fuck? I'm so confused. Yeah, I'll send you a picture. I just don't want to turn my whole screen around, and I don't want to say it as well. Anyways, okay, interesting. I'm gonna peg it for just this one tournament because I don't know.
So what? You're playing?
Yeah, fucking right.
All right, good answer.
Yeah, right. I'm being real. I was gonna play. I actually was very much gonna play. My knee feels great. It just gives on me, you know.
No, you need to go get that.
I need to get it done. I had the realization. What was I doing? I was literally dancing in the kitchen. Like I was just doing something dumb and it gave real good. I was like, there's no fucking way I'm going to be running on a field. There's no way. But.
Okay, so flag. Oh, yeah, they got the flag.
Let's talk about that because there's no. Oh, wait.
Yeah, it is. Desperados. Your man can't cover me.
It
That's
starts at 4:30?
Yeah. London.
What about the
Espo.
women's?
It's right here.
You seen GTA Tings?
Yo, big up to the GTA Kings. Yo, that was fire.
Kings and
That post-
GTA
That
Tings.
post they made?
Yeah.
I can't lie.
Whoever's doing your social media's got it right
That
now.
was fire. Still, big up to the GTA Kings. Still, I like what they're doing. Still, I like what they're doing.
Yeah, they're killing it.
Make it interesting.
Their merch is fun and everything.
Yeah, I like that. I like the little post. Still, that was cool. Straight.
Wow, there's a lot of women's
They're
teams.
fucking classy and shit. You know, make it sexy and all that.
Stupid.
What was I gonna say though? Yo, a lot of women's teams.
Yeah, I like that.
So
When did they start?
4 o'clock. This is the tournament I'm looking to see. 3:30. What's that? 3:30. Oh, yeah. 4 o'clock. Yeah, I might watch it still.
So do we know?
I don't know what A1 and A2 is. I'm assuming it's Field A. They just turned it into
Flag?
Is that what they're doing?
I would assume.
That
Do we
actually
know the locations of the flag field as well? That's all I would assume.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
I'm assuming it's all at Credit View.
Oh.
At least for this tournament, it's probably all there.
Oh yeah.
It's the main fields, which is amazing.
Is there any driving this tournament to fields?
I highly doubt it.
This is what I'll tell you right now. I have London Legends. Okay, they're in this tournament. They're not playing touch.
They're focusing. They're going all in for
All
flag.
due respect to the rest of you guys, pack it up. Pack it up.
You're so dumb.
London's got this in the bag. This is gonna be a quick and easy one for them. Remember, I told you that.
See, and for them, it actually makes complete sense to play. Like, they're planning on probably going to Tampa again. So if you play in all the tournaments for this, you have a good start to Tampa. Because the points go towards it. So if you go in with not playing anything, which not many Canadian teams do, you go in with 0 points and you're stuck getting picked by other people. Whereas if you go in with points, you're able to choose who you want to play against.
That's how it works.
Something like that, yeah. So that goes your ranking. So the better you do throughout the season, like I know some of the girls' teams goes to some states. Like I don't even know if they're a part of it, like Las Vegas or whatever. But with this, you could use your points to play Tampa.
Vegas, I'll go to that tournament. Oh, that's my actually.
Desperados is another team that played last year, so they could use those points to play.
Are those only two teams right now that went out there?
Yeah.
So
Rivals. Rivals and Legends.
I'm curious for that. My whole like, how are you playing both? Unless it's like different rosters.
They might have different players playing.
I was gonna say different rosters. That makes sense.
I can't lie. That's gonna be the thing I'll be looking out for.
I'm very curious because there's no way you're playing.
No.
Well, if you're not playing
up to 9-10 games
for men's, if you're not playing AA, you're playing minimum 6 games, right?
Not minimum.
Well,
minimum
6
minimum.
games.
What would it be?
4? If you lose Sunday morning.
But like either way, after Saturday, you're playing 3 games touch. Now you're gonna play a flag tournament. Your body. I don't know. I don't know how these people feel.
I'm curious. Yeah.
I don't know about them, but like after I play 3 games, like
No thanks.
like I'm good. I'm good on trying to run or do anything that is.
Well, imagine the quarterbacks too. If you're throwing 3 touch games, then you have to throw probably 2-3 more flag games. You're fucked.
It's gonna be interesting to see who's doing both and how they show up on Sunday. Honestly, makes sense.
You have like emotional stuff, right? Like you
what's
just
his name? Drewski?
yeah.
Do you watch Drewski stuff?
I mean, I watched some. I watched the tryouts and shit. That's
The
just
tryouts
funny.
are funny as fuck.
I was watching the dating show, but I was
Excuse
like, nah, this shit's getting too weird, yo.
No, that was the funniest fucking. No, you had to see it through.
There's a reunion.
We still haven't watched the reunion. I
know.
want to watch it so bad. No,
Supposedly the Jamaican tryouts are really funny.
they're fucking hilarious.
Funny.
I watched the
haven't seen
first.
that
I watched
one.
the first bit of the Jamaican ones, and I was dying. Drewski has to be my favorite right now.
He's an ass.
He's up there. He's so fucking funny. He's definitely up there. What are we talking about?
Joe was about to get into something.
Did you guys follow the Mayball this weekend?
I tried to
didn't.
as much as I could, but I only could as far as Instagram let me. So
Say the man that we're posting.
no.
All right. Well,
So do we like? How'd it go? Like, what happened? Who won it?
I know Edmonton won.
Edmonton
Frost.
Congratulations to Edmonton
Shout out to
Frost.
Frost.
Yeah, they were good. I mean, they had last year when we went, they lost in like the quarters or semis or something early, right?
Yeah.
Shout out Scotty.
That's your guy.
Yeah.
All right. Shout out to Scotty.
Shout out
He's a
Scotty.
good player.
But
Mark, the quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
then
They've been improving.
yeah, well obviously Nationals they came out and showed out, right? We just, I mean, they competed against us. We just obviously, anyways.
Yeah, you guys are on fire.
But yeah, they've been doing really well, and obviously this Mayball shows that.
Yeah, apparently they took out some teams along the way. They beat I think they beat the Blues in the quarters. Then they beat the Rebels in the semis. And then they took out oh my gosh. I know the team. Victoria Huskies.
Are they a good team?
Finals. Yeah, the Huskies.
Huskies.
They're good. They're good.
Because they didn't play last year. I don't think, did they?
No, they were. They were in the tournament last year. They probably went. They went. I think they went to the finals. Yeah, they went to finals last year.
Oh, and they lost to Abbotsford?
They lost to the Rebels in the finals last year.
Okay.
So yeah, the Frost they went through some teams to win it. So
Yeah, I didn't pay too much mind to the rest of the tournament last year because we were out pretty early.
Dang.
That's pretty bad.
When did you guys get out?
It doesn't matter.
Or you guys?
I mean, I
Right
wasn't
there.
playing, so
I was gonna say, yeah, I know. So you guys, but like,
I
yeah,
take those L's still.
yeah.
I never actually played in that tournament last, so
Dang.
why not?
Would you play in it again?
Yeah, why not?
After last time,
Would you?
I wouldn't. No.
No?
Why?
No.
Not
Those
even
are
if on a different team?
I enjoyed my Kelowna experience. It was fun being in Kelowna. That I don't know if I'd play in that tournament.
I don't know if
again.
I'd ever do that flight again.
It was, yeah. I it sounds pretty selfish to say, but I really don't want to go out all that way to lose. And that was a bad beat.
But what if you play in a different team? That's better.
You gotta go with a better team.
If you guys
Yeah.
put together a team with like Braden,
Oh, guaranteed
you.
L, man. Definitely.
no, but actually, if you guys put together a sick team,
Honestly, it was super expensive for a few days.
it was.
Yeah, I like.
It was.
It was a great time. It was something that I wanted to try once in my life. Obviously, unfortunately, it just didn't go too well last year. But
You do Tampa again?
Tampa was a different experience.
You do that again though?
You
Yeah.
got
Yeah.
slapped out there too.
I was gonna say.
But I'd rather lose in Tampa than lose in BC.
Why?
I
BC's
get why.
BC's prettier to lose in.
Nah, there's better players
Yes,
in Tampa still.
yes, it is. But the whole experience in Tampa was a completely.
I guess so. That
Like,
was that. It looked.
It was
cool.
a huge difference. It was so much fun to be in Tampa.
Also, like, if I'm gonna spend money, like, I probably want to be in Florida over BC. I would assume.
I mean, the weather wasn't much better than.
When I
But
was in
still,
Costa
even
Rica,
just going out.
I did not miss being in BC. I wasn't like, oh my god, I wish I'd been.
Wish
fucking
you were in
Florida.
BC. Yeah, that's fair. What?
Why is this not making any noise? Oh, we're not using it.
Oh my God! Don't
Number
fucking
one.
scare me.
Yo, I was.
No, it's 4-3-2.
I was gonna say, there's no way we had another fucking malfunction. Okay, wait.
Sorry, never mind.
Go.
No, we're good. We're good. 1, 2,
Go,
3.
Matt.
Yeah.
Okay, you're 3. I'm 2.
Yeah, we're good.
Oh my God! I actually was about to.
Yeah, like,
if
what the fuck?
if that was wrong, I would have closed my laptop. I would have left, and we would not have filmed another season. Season 2 would have been done from
Oh,
here.
that's season 3. Season 3.
Yeah. No. What was I gonna say? It's gone.
I don't know, but it looked like good weather.
Did it?
Adam looked drunk. I never seen a lot of like.
Game
I didn't
footage?
see
I didn't see
anything.
much.
I agree.
I tried to
Yeah.
follow as much as I could, but
But was
didn't
there a
see
lot
it.
last year?
More than this year,
Yeah.
I think.
Where would it have been posted? Who posted what?
Someone taking videos. I don't know. Just people. It was
The
pretty.
only thing I don't like what they do is they'll post some things, post, and then when it ends, you don't know what the fuck happened.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
give me one more post of like the final like cards.
Do
of,
they
what
have an
actually
Instagram?
happened.
Like the
Mabel-
Kelowna?
Mabel does.
Mabel does?
Yeah.
Mabel has one.
Did-
Yeah.
But they
you
showed
follow
like
that
the
one?
first playoff round, and then I don't remember seeing
Mans
anything
get
after
drunk.
that.
They see,
yeah.
they show whatever. The mans get drunk and blasted, and they completely just fuck off on the internet. They don't care about nothing after, and then it's like, oh, it's done, whatever.
No, the tournament is very well run. I actually really enjoyed it, but it's just a lot to go out there for the weekend.
Yeah, I agree. What else we got? Who do you have in the men's other than Piranhas?
Piranhas.
Fair enough.
I with you guys coming out with your full roster, you guys are going to be very
I
competitive.
mean, I don't know if it's full roster, but we got a lot of players.
Well, you guys have most of your guys playing. So, I mean, KI is always competitive. Mud Dogs are always competitive.
yeah, top
I
four.
think the top 3 teams are
Yeah.
are very, very good. After
Yep.
that, we'll see what happens.
I agree. Any sneaky B? Maybe. What about the B
Wait, who's winning? Who's winning?
I
or the A? Sorry,
I know, I
or
lo-
A or B or whatever.
Who's winning double A?
Piranhas.
Yeah.
Duh.
I really like Ottawa Wolfpack. I haven't seen them play in person, but I think they're going to be very good.
How high do you think they could get?
Well, with this, I don't know how this fucking schedule works, but I could easily see them winning A
Okay, well they have to beat.
because they could
Well,
lose
so
and then
s-
go into A.
oh my
Yeah,
God.
I don't even want to get into it, but I definitely think they're one of the top middle teams.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard to depict what the fuck is gonna happen with the whole tiebreaker factor. It's it's just stupid.
I'm gonna say Ottawa Wolfpack and Assassins playing for A. If it works out that way, I don't know the schedule. Maybe they play each other in the semis, but I think those are the top two.
You're saying for that next level?
Yeah.
Assassins and Ottawa Wolfpack. Okay. I got Assassins up there. And you know what? Let's see if Seminoles comes in hot from last year. They ended the year off kind of strong.
Top four, right?
Yeah. Let's see if Seminoles come in.
I forgot about Seminoles. Actually, they got to be a top. It's going to be the three of them in A with, I don't know, EVO or whoever, Trojans.
And my game of the week, I'm looking to see. I mean, there is no certified games other than the first one. That's kind of sucks. But, okay. Let's go Reapers versus Rough Riders. I think that's going to be the game. Out of all the ones that are here right now,
I'd watch that game.
Reapers versus Rough Riders, I think, is going to be, I think that's the game to watch from the men's.
I would say that I have Rough Riders, but I'm not allowed to say that.
Why? Because they lose every time you say that?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
So it looks like I'm writing out for
but that's a good start to the tournament, though, for them, right? Like, they need to prove themselves, and that's the game to do it.
Shout out Reapers. You guys better come out on top, because...
Yeah, like, what the fuck? How did Reapers get there? Okay, Reapers. Okay. You guys usually are my sneaky dark horse team, but I don't know. I have faith in the Rough Riders. Is that right? So
didn't they win their pool last in nationals, or like they were
Reapers?
second? Yeah, did they go?
Yeah.
No, it was some weird shit. Like Trojans dropped, right? Reapers. No. It was them. It was the Saskatchewan team that went to we played them in the semis. They had the running quarterback, and they ended up winning the pool. Trojans dropped it to tier 2, and I think Reapers came second. Reapers almost finished first, I think.
No.
I remember.
Reapers lost. They lost all 3 of their first games.
Oh.
They got slapped by the Frost. They
were
lost to
in
the
Frost
Trojans by 2 points.
That's what it was. They
and
almost
they
beat
got
the Trojans.
slapped by the Rebellion. And then they went straight down to...
I lied.
I don't
Never
even
mind.
fucking know, to be honest.
It doesn't
I can't even
matter.
find it.
Dang.
They beat Assassins.
Maybe that's what it was.
They beat Assassins.
No, I remember they had a close game with the They should have beat the Trojans, and they gave up a late game. But I thought... Anyways, I think Saskatchewan ended up doing well in that pool. Because you guys had to play Frost, right?
Yeah, caught a hot L.
And we played Saskatchewan.
Yep.
So fucking running quarterbacks.
It's crazy. Saskatchewan? You mean Winnipeg?
Yeah. Did I say Saskatchewan? They were
Rebel-
green.
Yeah,
They were
what's going
green.
on?
I was like,
Winnipeg.
what?
It's
There's no
Winnipeg.
Saskatchewan team.
Rebellion?
What's this guy talking
It was
about?
Rebellion.
Rebellion.
I'm thinking green. I'm thinking of the Rough Riders.
Yeah.
Good
Sure,
shit,
you
man.
got it all. You got it all
Yeah,
mixed
yeah,
up,
yeah.
babe.
It's different.
You can tell we haven't done this in a while.
No.
We're a little rusty.
Sorry, Winnipeg.
I'm excited to do the
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah, it'll be good.
What? Hold on. What?
The rankings?
The rankings.
Yeah, I love doing rankings. I want to.
That word was not coming
no,
to
I
my
love
brain.
the rankings.
I'm excited.
I love
I'm actually
hearing
excited to
people
do those.
cuss out Matt on the sideline.
Midfield.
While he's
Yeah,
playing. I
fuck
like
you,
that
22.
Mid-game.
like
No,
that
I want to
shit.
make them look sick this year. I just want to spice it up this year, make them look different. I
Yeah.
say that and then I fall through, so
Yeah,
we'll see what happens.
I think they look pretty decent.
They
though.
look boring.
Yeah?
They look boring.
Spice it up.
Yeah, like I want our content to be on Dawn's level. Shout out to
So
our
if you guys don't like the
our
rankings,
weekly-
blame Jazz.
What do you say?
yeah, chill.
I said
Never
if you
mind.
don't like the rankings, blame Jazz.
Yeah, facts.
Actually, let me just hit up Dawn. I'll pay
if
him.
you don't like our content, blame Jazz.
Yeah.
That straight. She's fucking walking up, taking too much fucking videos with her cousin. God, fucking damn. I'm like, when are these gonna stop, yo? Like, god damn.
Literally never.
God
We have
damn,
just
god
started.
Damn. She's committed to this
We
shit.
have literally just started.
Alright.
But no, I don't know. The rankings could be more. Not that anyone actually cares about them, but I think it would be fun.
People
to just
care.
see.
That's why. That's why they
Yeah,
talk
I was
shit.
gonna say-
What are you talking
I don't know. I
about?
think
They wouldn't talk
wait,
shit if
does
they
this
didn't
mean we're
care.
gonna have to do rankings for flag too? That's a lot.
Yeah, well, that won't be hard. That won't be hard.
There's
trust
only
me.
8 teams.
I'll tell you how the rankings are go. London Legends, And then no, everyone else just doesn't fucking matter. Let's just keep it real still.
Yo, we should get clipped up again. Say Emma's name or something again.
Yeah,
Say someone else's name just so we can get clipped up.
Yeah, I will.
That
I
video
will.
we
We still have yet to find out who the 2 is I got to the team.
What 2?
To the Ontario. Who were the 2 girls I got the invite?
I don't know.
It was top 50, so they might have already been cut already. Like,
Oh shit! Yeah, you're right.
it wasn't the actual team, right?
It was just the top 50. Only 2 Ontario people
That's
made
what
it.
the person said.
Wasn't
You
one of
should've
them?
responded back and be like, who the fuck were the people? I think I know one of them, but I don't.
I can ask. I'm sure.
I don't know for a fact.
I bet you they'll respond. So
Okay, so let's talk about this quickly.
go.
I reached out to get information about the London Legends because I heard that they weren't playing touch this year, and I want to know
At
like,
all.
if that was
Okay.
true. Because obviously they had just won nationals, so that's kind of crazy that they're not playing, and they're all young and whatever. So apparently they are being forced to play in the Hamilton League, which is like an hour and a half away from London. You guys know anything about that?
No, I didn't hear that.
Okay, well, this is what I heard. I don't know if it's true, whatever, but apparently they're like, from at least what they are interpreting, that they have to play in the Hamilton League because you know how every team has to play in the league.
Mm-hmm.
They play in Hamilton. They did that last year, but apparently they just don't want to do that because it's an hour and a half away. Isn't that kind of ridiculous?
Yeah.
That they have. Why would they?
Why would they have?
why
to
would they
play in a
have
league
to
if it's
play?
so far?
But
It has
yeah,
to
why
be
would
a
they have
sanctioned
to?
league though, right? If there's nothing close to them, they're kind of screwed.
There's
but like,
no other sanctioned leagues.
Yeah, but then if I don't have a team in my area, my league, that's not my fault. I shouldn't have to fucking go to the closest league to enter the tournament.
But yeah,
But
you
then what's-
have to
what's the
play. You have
alternative,
to
though?
play in a sanctioned league.
The alternative is I play the tournaments.
But then that wouldn't
Okay,
be
so
fair.
what I'm trying to say is if I have a team right now that plays in, like, let's say Edmonton Frost wants to come play in the tournament, are they going to tell them, what league do you play in? They're going to say no. They're going to be like, come play.
yeah.
So then what the fuck is the difference?
I guess maybe just because they're in fucking
No,
Ontario.
I think it's bullshit. I'm just saying, like,
just to keep it even. But you're right when you bring that up because they are not
It
fucking
doesn't make
playing in a
sense. Like,
T-Font.
I'm not driving an hour and a half to play. That doesn't make sense. Like I get
So,
why we have
but
to play.
that's
There's
not a
tons of
rule for
teams.
flag. They don't have to play in a league for flag.
because it's
'Cause
USA
it's-
flag sanction,
Mm.
anybody can join.
right?
Interesting.
You don't even like. Apparently, you don't have to tell the rosters. until
Okay,
the-
but then you could use the argument that like if you like I don't know KI Piranhas anyone that what if they just don't play in a league?
Yeah,
You're not.
But like we know, everyone knows that the players live in Toronto.
Yeah, but then
Everyone
but
knows
you
that
don't
their
you
players
know
live
there's
in
gonna be a
London.
team that's gonna argue that what if they're
course
not
they're gonna
not
argue.
playing so then I don't know
I
guess
understand
it's-
they're gonna argue, but like it's kind of ridiculous that women right
I
now,
do agree.
any women's team that's arguing to not let another women's team play it's kind of ridiculous, being that it's a 10 like you have 10 teams.
I also
You
think
don't want
sure.
another team in the tournament.
I
like,
do think if we got rid of the whole sanctioned league, we would have a lot more teams.
You might have a
Think
few.
so?
I don't think too
I
many.
think-
I think you have a
I
few.
don't
I
Yeah,
think
a
we
lot
would have
more.
well maybe more, just a few more. If it would be more than what we have now.
I mean, to be fair, most of the teams that are playing, at least for men's, most of the teams that are playing are in an affiliated league, and they would already be playing or not playing. Like, they're-
Correct, but that's men. Women are a little different. There's a lot of women that, for example, don't want to play league games, so they go and join another team that they know they're not going to have to play a league game.
also,
I don't know. It's just
There's not many options for women too. So like, let's just say, for example,
I agree.
you're on a team and you play Skymark Sundays and you can't commit to Sundays. Are you gonna go to another team that's playing Skymark Sundays? Or are you gonna be like, fuck, I can't commit. Like I'm not gonna play.
Well, that's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like women's is, I'm pretty sure every single women's, at least for this tournament, is Toronto based.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
For men's, you have Niagara, you have Ottawa.
it's still-
you
it's still
have
pretty broad.
Wherever else people are from, like it's all
It
over
is.
Ontario,
Literally
right?
every single one is Toronto. Every single one.
So most of them are probably playing in the same league because
Oh,
they're all
fuck.
Toronto based.
You're right.
London would be the
There's
only
n-
outcast team, and then Ottawa. But Ottawa has
Ottawa's
a really
not
big
in.
Ottawa league.
But Ottawa's also not even in. For
No, but they
whatever
have
reason.
Yeah, they
like
have a
one of
massive
the
league.
the Ottawa league is probably bigger than the Toronto.
But I
leagues.
do also think that a team like London Legends, who is actively in so many other leagues, I feel like they could get they don't need to be in a sanctioned league just to play. We all know they play enough football.
But I think, well, I don't know.
If that is the reason that they're not playing, then that really fucking sucks.
But I mean-
But it makes sense on their end. I wouldn't want to drive an hour and a half either.
I'm not driving out.
No
For them,
chance.
it probably makes more sense to play flag anyways, but they probably have a lot of girls that can't play flag because the roster requirements, and they would have had an opportunity to play in touch.
No,
so.
I agree. But if they said that they would still be willing to play in a tournament, just not in a sanctioned league, then I feel like they should have been let in.
Yeah.
Like, why are we turning down women's teams
Yeah,
when
at
we're
this point,
we're
I don't
already?
think they could afford
It's
to
already
turn down
looking
any
scraggly.
teams. They should be taking every single team.
I agree on that.
But once again, they have a women's committee. So, I mean, the teams
they know.
actually decide on that.
The women's teams know what's up already. So
if they decided not to, I mean, I think it's corny, but I mean, that's what you decide.
my one wish for this year is that if you're going to make a rule, like, stand on it and don't be flip-floppy once people start complaining. That's it. Just hold your ground. And
that sounds like that's already been broken.
I know.
Because we already switched up the whole formatting, it seems like, to accommodate people. But whatever. We'll have to find out the truth later. I'm sure that will come out. Yeah, I don't know. Anything else? What are you guys' plans? Are you staying down there? Are you driving back and forth?
Matt's mom's is close by.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah.
You're driving back and forth?
I don't know yet. I don't know.
You have a day?
Huh?
You have a day to decide?
Yeah, listen. I just came back.
I was going to say.
I haven't had time to do shit. Like, I am, like, yeah. I literally have just caught back up on sleep.
Do you want to make a phone call or no? It's 10 o'clock.
Yeah, go for it. Who cares?
That's going to be another hour added on to this.
It's on to you. I don't care. It doesn't need to be.
No. They said they were stepping out. So we have a special guest today. We have Stephano.
Yes, Instagram and commercial favorite.
The
T-Fun
Instagram
favorite.
husband.
You've seen him on your local commercials with his wife.
Hyundai. You guys already know. What else?
Or
What else?
your sponsored Instagram posts.
What didn't you guys just go to Peter Pan preview?
We did. We got to go to the opening.
Wow. You get if anyone sees Steph, get an autograph now. He's famous.
It's really not me. It's just the wife.
Listen, you're a part of it. You're the Instagram husband.
Don't say that. You're a part of you're fucking you're right up in
You're
it.
in there.
Yeah. You're right. I seen all your dance moves. I seen you, buddy.
Get out of here with that.
That's so funny. But yeah, so we have Steph. He's been playing football or T-Fun for 16 years now.
Yeah, well, from 9, this will be my 16th season in T-Fun.
16th
Wow.
season. So you know he's reliable when it comes to any of the facts.
Rumors.
A lot of rumors. I'm sure if you want any rumor debunked, go to him. Go to Steph. Okay, so we're gonna get started.
Hold on. Where are you playing this year?
So I have decided to throw for the GTA Kings.
All right.
Okay.
That's Jasmine Squizzy.
Yeah, that's my team.
Yeah, I've been talking to Shannon for a couple of years now. I started Sheldon, and then I finally decided to hop over and help them out, and brought a couple guys with me, and we're gonna elevate that team pretty quickly.
Wow, I like that. I like that confidence. I like it. That's gonna be exciting.
All right,
That's gonna be fun.
Now I gotta look to see who you guys got this
Yeah.
weekend. This guy's
Now-
talking
hold on, wait.
Wassy, Burlington Blue Devils. I don't know who that is. Still, you might have a chance.
Oh,
Okay.
wait, their team's not. Wait, are you guys playing
We're ranked.
flag? No.
Oh, if you guys
No,
can't
we're
win your,
ranked 18.
if you guys don't win your games, yeah, I'm shitting on you the next pod. Still, you got the Blue
Well,
Devils, Chargers, and Tigers.
You guys
Those should be
aren't.
dubs.
You guys aren't on Corello yet, so get on that.
No, we paid what 2 weeks ago.
No, but you don't have your roster.
Your
You gotta
roster
do
is not on Corello.
Put Kings in there. Just in
I
case.
did.
Oh, yeah. Do your rosters,
Yeah,
man.
get that shit on there. Come on, Steph.
That's AP.
Oh damn.
Ooh, that's our guy. Shout out to EP.
Shout out to AP.
Foot doctor.
Yeah, he's actually
Yeah.
he's lit. So Kings this year.
So, what did you think about the draw?
Yeah, well, just get into it. How do you feel?
So the draw itself is probably fine. There's nothing really wrong with the draw. The draw itself. I think the problem is the fact that they decided to change the format and not tell anybody.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone noticed, but they locked the top 16, and then they put the top 16 up, and then they locked the bottom tier 2. So you cannot go up if you're in tier 2.
That's always the case though. But
No.
yeah,
No, it's not.
No.
It's not.
Tier
It's gonna be
2?
crossover game.
True.
Double
Don't
B
listen to
tier.
me. I don't know nothing about tier 2s.
the fuck up.
I really
Exactly.
don't.
Dickhead.
I don't fucking know what I'm talking about.
Well, it's the same. It's the same thing for you guys in A, right? You play your 2 pool games, and then you get a crossover depending on where you land in your pool to go up or to stay down, right? So
Yeah.
by him locking 16, which he is only ever really done during nationals, not in the first tournament. Because essentially, what you do is you cap a team on the points that they're allowed to get.
That's true.
So for a tier 2 team, a crossover game is actually far more important than you would think, as it is for a tier 1 team. So that allows you to jump up, and by just getting into the quarters, being a tier 2 team, getting into the A quarters, gives you the same amount of points as you winning double B all the way through.
Yep. No, you're right.
So
you're right.
So if you think about it from a logistic point, if you think about, okay, I got 5 tournaments in order to get as much points as I can to try to get me into tier 1 for nationals, right? Because that's always the end state, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, now essentially you've taken a tournament away. You've capped the amount of points that I'm allowed to make.
These are good fucking points.
So normally I'd have the option to go and play a crossover, get into A, and then I could possibly win an A quarter, an A semi, and then an A final at that. So you've essentially taken like almost 5 points off the board, which we all know 4 or 5 points across 5 tournaments is a lot because it takes your best 3.
No, you're not wrong. I'm trying to look at this right now. So you're saying the highest you guys could go is double B?
Double B, that's it.
Yeah, which kind of fucking sucks. I see what you're saying. I see
Well,
what you're saying.
and since when do you know your third game? Never. Your third game is always the one that's up for grabs because you don't know what it is.
You're right.
Depending on your pool. So we've already have 1, 2, and 3 already scheduled. So I know what my Saturday looks like. And now
I didn't notice that.
And then you only get to play the teams that come down.
And then the quarters is the next day.
So why would he do that?
Because it's happened before, and it's been complained about before. But essentially, Russ just feels like he's like, I don't think any of these bottom teams are gonna be able to come up, so I'm just gonna cap it.
I mean,
So he doesn't think the tier 2 teams can compete with the tier 1 teams that are up there, even the bottom 4 of that tier 1, which is 12 to 16.
Okay.
So he's making a judgment call based on what he wants, and he's locking the tiers.
So
without talking to anyone that it actually affects. So he didn't talk to any of the tier 2 teams, being like, "Hey guys."
Is that confirmed that nobody? I mean, or can we just assume that nobody was spoken to about this?
Well, we didn't get an email. The only email you get is when you get the draw, and it says it you start reading the fine print in the draw. As soon as I saw 16 teams in tier, I'm like, what the fuck did he just do? I'm like, the only time this happens is during nationals.
Well, another thing that I noticed too is that the description didn't match the actual gameplay either, so it didn't explain how it actually goes properly. It said that every team played every team. Well, at least in tier 1, it said that every team plays every team in their group once. But then when you go to schedule, you don't play every team once. It's based on
it's only ever a pool of 3. You only ever play 2 out of the 3 teams.
Yeah. I didn't understand it. I don't get it either. I never. Now that you mentioned that, I mean, I get why they close it off because it is 16 teams, but I don't know why not just go to the regular format.
Well, the thing is, it doesn't do anything for the tier 1 teams, right? All it really affects is the teams that are below the 16 mark.
Yeah. Sorry, I was just able to pull up the roster for you guys. It popped up.
You guys got a lot of players.
Yeah, you guys are locked in. Okay.
All right. Okay.
Sorry, we had to do it
with more to come.
Yeah. More?
Shit.
You can't.
Okay.
Oh no, there's a couple of guys that are leaving due to school. Like some guys are going away from school, so maybe some flip in and flip outs. But
okay, when is it that you guys have until? Is it August?
August is the deadline.
Yeah, it's usually before the before you play the Unionville tournament.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, that is a good point about the tier 2 cap.
So Stephano, let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite tournament?
So, if we're going off of what used to be my favorite tournament, my favorite tournament used to be Kingston.
Was this before you were married or while you were married?
No, just even general. Like I think I brought Ash to Kingston with me before. Like it was a good tournament. The vibes were good. Usually, like way back in the day, like Che would pick out a club and we'd lock the club down. Like it was a whole thing.
Yep.
But the league itself was a whole lot different from when I first
Yeah,
joined to the way it is now. It is like
for
a
sure.
depleting, sad mess of what it used to be.
I was literally writing out my next question for you, saying, "How do you feel about T-Font now compared to before?"
Oh, it's gone to shit, and it's done with intent. It's not done like
You think it's with intent?
absent-mindedly.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's just pure ignorance is what it is. Like you're playing ignorant to the fact of, oh, I don't know what's happening. You know exactly what's happening because you're the people that are inflicting the change.
Mm.
For example, was it last year or the year before? And by the way, I don't care. I'm name dropping. Uh, gave out a bunch of charters to the like Markham Football League, VTFL, and a couple other leagues that weren't even T-Font leagues.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what does that do? It dilutes the leagues that are actually T-Font leagues, like Derek's league and
Oshawa.
Mississauga, Oshawa,
How was Ajax
leagues
at the
that are
time?
actually trying to follow the rules and be like, hey, if you're playing T-Font tournament games, then you need to be in a T-Font sanctioned league. But
Yep.
then you just kind of throw out the thing, like, how you can have a draft league have a charter? Well, do you want to know why?
They
Because
paid.
then he's gonna.
Yeah.
So you're now buying the insurance.
Yo,
You're
that's
gonna make my
crazy.
editing hard, Steph.
I told you, man. I got
I knew
no
what I
issue-
was signing up for.
I got no issue just saying what it is. And the fact is that like any of the OGs that have actually been around, this is on the tip of other things that have happened along the way.
Like,
This is all allegedly, guys.
Is it?
Oh, it's not allegedly, bro. It's the same thing with. Did you not hear about the? I won't drop the people that had the problems happen to him, but there was an
Thank you.
individual who was in T-Font who got injured at a T-Font tournament, very badly injured,
You're talking about
and he
the
went
guy
to
from-
use.
Don't say no names, please.
He went to use his insurance, and they were like,
Yeah.
you're not insured.
Facts.
And he said, excuse me, there's this email I have from you guys saying I am insured. So what's going on?
Facts. They be
Oh,
email
well, it
me.
seems
Where's
to
that
happen
money
that
at?
exactly. So what seems to happen is that if we have, call it 5,000 players registered.
I mean, yo, you're not fucking wrong
Allegedly.
based on what I heard. Still,
I know, I
Based on
know.
what I heard. Allegedly,
Well,
you're not.
let's keep going. This is not the first thing. Think about what happened to the Ottawa teams. What happened to the Fleur de Lis?
What happened to the Montreal teams?
What do you mean?
What happened to the
Or
Ottawa
something
Montreal
about the
teams? Well,
insurance or something like that.
they had their own insurance from their leagues that they were paying for, and they went to come play T-Fon and said, well, you have to have. They're like, what are you talking about? It's a 7-on-7 thing. We're affiliated. You guys come to Montreal and you come to Ottawa for tournaments, so you know we have our own. But no, you're going to pay your insurance in Ottawa, and then you're also going to pay my insurance here in Ontario.
Is that why there are 0
Bingo.
fucking teams?
Now there were some other things there were some disputes there with the referees from Ottawa as well.
Okay,
And some other
yeah,
things.
yeah.
But that was one of the main factors that a lot of the other teams were like, well, no, I'm not paying 2 insurances.
Yeah, because
I
why
have
would
valid
you?
insurance that covers me. Why would I pay for a second one?
No,
He-
you have to.
he
You
mandated
have to.
it.
You have to pay 35. Well, now it's 35. It used to be 25. Then it went 30, and now it's
It used to be
now it's
22.
Oh,
by
yeah,
the way.
my bad.
He said
Yo,
it actually
inflation.
used to be 22.
Inflation, Honestly, I'm not. Listen, I understand. I listen. I'm with all you guys. I agree with all the shit, but at the same time, I feel like we do complain a lot, and at the end of the day, we don't do nothing about it. We all
I feel like-
complain. Every year, everyone's like, "Yo, blah blah blah," and then know what happens? This time of year rolls around, everyone signs up, and here we
And
are
then,
at it
and then we
again.
just play again,
So,
and then at the end of this season,
like,
we're
at
going to
the-
complain again.
at the end of the day, it's league, so he could do whatever he wants with it, and it's like he's proven that he doesn't care. It's like either do play like what I say, or fuck you, essentially. No,
Yeah, well, it's definitely pushing towards that because I think a lot of the older generation that used to fight back with a lot of these things, they're no longer playing anymore.
mm-hmm.
There's
Yeah.
very few guys like even like Hoddle, who you know very well. Like
Mhm.
Hoddle's been playing for a long ass time too,
Yep,
and even those guys are starting to trickle out now, where they're not playing as much anymore and all the rest of it, right? So
yeah.
that old era of when you used to like, you had to rush. Like there was actually like as soon as the deadline dropped to put your money in or the opening for it, teams were rushing to get their money in first because if you didn't get it in time, you didn't make the tournament. Like that's how busy it was.
Yeah, now teams just don't pay, and then they're just unpaid for like a day after the thing. I'm like, they ain't pay, but then it's still somehow they're still in the tournament, depending on the team.
Well,
I guess.
he's balancing against that dichotomy of being like, I have to be a business, but then I also want to allow the business to keep running, and I need the teams to do so. But he's being his own worst enemy because he's done nothing for the progress of it. It was only till last year he finally decided to do social media, and then he. Bro, you're gonna ask this man to take his time out of his personal day and come and shoot videos and do this and do that. Like, are you from? Do you live in 2025? Every marketing is now done over social media, all of it, and you have done zero marketing to help your business. You had opportunities to bring kids into your tournaments and work alongside with some big guys that have some big leagues that they've run, and instead of actually working collaboratively and sharing the pie, you then have all the conversations, gather all the information you think, and then try to cut them out and do it yourself. And how did that work out for you?
No, he did. He did.
You did last year, no?
Yeah, last year at Nationals. Yeah.
Is that why there was nothing about it?
Insider right here.
That's why there was nothing about it online. On
Bingo.
T-Fon.
You know what T-Fon's missing? Football junkies.
Oh yeah.
What's that?
That's your crew, no?
Oh.
Yeah, I was one of the junkies. Yeah.
Yeah, where they at?
Wow.
They're sick of the bullshit. So there was options. I won't, like I said, I'm not gonna try to name other people's names that are involved, but he had an option to have possible situations with other well-prominent people that have been vets in the league for a long period of time. And one of the catalysts was, so this was the incident, but during an Ottawa tournament a couple of years ago, we all know that guys only like to travel to Ottawa. So during that same tournament, this person was like, well, I'll just throw my own tournament while nobody wants to go to Ottawa anyways, and all these teams are already going to stay here, so I'll just throw a tournament here.
Of course.
So then from that point on, he was like, okay, well then I'm not going to help you anymore. No problem. I'll just do my own thing and you have fun.
Yeah, that's it.
Right? You're not reaching out to all the right people. Like, why would you not reach out to Docs or Duncan or Dane and Scoop?
There's a lot of people,
and actually try to build the thing. Why are you not reaching out to high schools and being like, how many high schools now have 7-on-7 is everything for these kids, right? But you don't want,
it's everywhere. It would be probably the fastest growing one.
100%.
All right. Well, you are not wrong. I can't argue with you. I don't know what to say. I mean, we complain a lot, but I feel
like what can you do? Like, do you think it would ever get to the point where people actually do not sign up, or people just like football more than
it's good. It's going to eventually get that way. It's already starting. Why? Well, one of the big catalysts was giving all the power to the refs.
Oh, with the suspensions
now
and all
refs
that?
can just arbitrarily choose just, I'm going to give this guy an OC, and after so many OCs, we're going to suspend you, and we're going to do this, and we're going to fine your team.
That wasn't a thing before?
No, that's something new.
How new are we talking? Like 5 years?
No, last like 2 years.
2?
Like 2 years or 3 years, something like that.
2 years. It started the second season we were in Wolfpack, and last year we did the Hounds, and then we're now into this year. So it's 2 years ago. And I'm like all fine for allowing refs to have some power, but I want to know if you want to hold us accountable, where can we hold you accountable? Right? So if you're going to sit there and give refs ultimate power and say at any point, if you don't like what someone says, you can just give them an OC, and after a certain amount, you're getting fined or removed from the tournament.
Yeah.
And half the refs that are in the league right now don't even like to talk about the calls they give you. So you're like, hey, where did you get that from? Like, where did you derive that call from? And they're like, well, it's just my call.
That's just my call. It's all personal.
Yeah, it's all personal. And like, listen, don't get me twisted. I've refed and I do ref, and it's a hard job, and there's a lot of shit to deal with, and they're long days, and you're constantly on your feet. And like, I get all that, and I appreciate that. But at the end of the day, you're there to do a job, and people are paying you to be there. Now, maybe it's not that great of money, anyways, but still, at
you
the
have
end of the
to
day,
remember they are taking a lot of abuse. They're taking a lot of abuse, and they're not making enough money to take some of the abuse.
But where does the abuse come from?
Players.
What's the catalyst though? But like, what causes the abuse to happen?
Shit calls.
Bingo.
But you can't argue calls.
Yeah, but they're not trained.
Okay, so
properly. That's another thing that you could talk about too. Is that how undertrained
the players aren't like you finally stepped up and started reffing. Like
I see.
Until the
players got to step up and ref and see what's actually going on. But then
like,
the players would
if the players know so fucking much, then the players should be refs.
No, but then the players would see that they are significantly undertrained.
Yes, but they also see how hard it is to ref. It's not fucking easy.
No, I know it's not easy. I tried reffing. I'd ref one freaking kids game, and I said I'm not doing this anymore.
You know what I mean? So like a lot of arguments and stuff is like, I get it, but then at the same time, it's like it's not easy.
But then
They
that falls back kind of into the same umbrella where the person at the top needs to be on top of who's training the refs.
What are you talking about? It's the best ref in TFON. The greatest thing ever happened to the refs, right? The best ref from mouth verbatim. One of the refs I've ever seen on a goddamn. He's so inconsistent, dude. It's the deaf, dumb, and the blind leading everybody else. Like, what are you talking about? You would like to hope that the people that eventually move into management roles have the experience and the know-how to then, delegate down correctly and actually train and be able to put these people in a better position to be successful. But that's not the case we have.
Mm-hmm.
We have pure friggin' nepotism. It's disgusting. It's like the worst person. God.
I don't agree.
Straight.
Again, like I said, I might be biased. I said I might be biased. But again,
Yeah, or you get the reverse of that. You get whenever he's on the field. I used to play with, and if we played on our team, and because we played on our team, call more calls against us. I'm like, so now you're
it's just a lose-lose on all ends.
You're purposely fucking us. So thank you for.
Listen, I love
that's
all
exactly
refs,
it
yo.
too.
If you ref in T5, I love you. I got
Listen,
no problems
this
with
whole
you
this,
still. I like all
Steph,
the
this
refs
whole
still.
this whole bit of the episode is gonna be like beep 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 beep.
I like all the rest still.
That's what I said. I was like, listen, I got no I will talk about any subject and not care, because the fact is, I'm not talking from a point of like me trying to be negative. I'm not talking from a point of me trying to, slander certain people. But nobody ever wants to fucking open the door and actually say what everyone feels. And like that's what the reality situation is. Now, if you take offense to it and you get defensive, well, there's one of two things. Most people that are doing the right thing don't get defensive. So if you get defensive, it means you know what you're doing is incorrect and you know that you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what do you like? What do you like?
Yeah, what do you? Yeah. There's got to be something you still like about this league.
Let's talk about something positive.
Honestly, less and less as the years go on, man. Like the one thing that's always been great about TFON, at least, is the community that it brings, the people you get to meet, and then it's usually the subsequent leagues that follow, like Teachers League that comes from TFON, like some of these other ones. So like that's always been a very fun thing. And then
so nothing about TFON. You said the other.
Well, no, because like those leagues came from TFON, then you don't have like as much of like, I guess maybe you're still competitive, but it's not as, what I mean?
It's definitely a lot more friendly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly, right? So it's more, then and what you'll get is you'll get guys who normally play on, let's say, a TFON team, they now mix and you get to play with other guys that you haven't got to play with, and you get to play in the league, right? I mean? So it's keeping that community together. And then it was always like, Joe was around for like back in the day when you'd have the parking lot mashups till like fucking 10 o'clock at night, 11 o'clock at night after the tournament. Everyone's drinking and having a good time. And you know what I mean? Like that was always good.
That's probably the first thing I heard about when I joined TFON for the very first time was the KI barbecues. That was the first thing I knew of when I joined, and it still stands. It's still a thing.
No, but what he's saying is like before everyone would be saying there'd be tons of people. It wouldn't just be like
now
now it's just like our team and like
and it's also the way that they've structured it too, right? Like everyone's so spread out now too. It's like
I don't like that. Yeah, I agree. I don't.
And
you're
like, oh, where's the other 90 teams?
They're a 20-minute
where's the other
drive
10
away.
or 15 teams? Exactly. So now you gotta like drive over to here if you want to watch a game or talk to people. Most people don't. They're like, all right, well, whatever. My games are done. I'll just go home. So it's like it's taken a bit of that, but like it still is good, and that's still the part that I look forward to by far. Like, I was talking to you at Nationals last year. It was the first time in 15 years of me playing where I actually got to watch a national.
Because you were
like
there.
The whole entire time, right? Because we didn't end up putting a team in for nationals, so I was actually able to walk around, talk to everybody, sit down, have a coffee, watch the games. You know what I mean? Like, and that's what I like about TFON is that you get to like be in a space with a bunch of people that are pretty like-minded, and they're all there for the same kind of thing. We all want to compete and have a good time. So that is good.
That's definitely the thing. I even still not playing this year. That's definitely what I look forward to. Just being around the people, walking
100%.
around, seeing all the games, seeing people. Yeah, I agree.
Well, for me, it's like I'm old now, right? So, well, I'm not that old, even though Joe called me old, fucking guy.
You're fucking old, bro. It's over for you.
Aren't you guys the same age?
No, I'm older than him, I think.
Yeah.
But it's still over.
I'm 35,
for him.
so I'm not that old.
Yeah, it's a wrap still.
35? You're still young and hip.
Exactly.
Not for KI.
As a quarterback, I'm still young.
Not for KI. Fucking too old for that team, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, because K is
We don't recruit
full of
35-year-olds, yo.
ages.
Straight.
Yeah.
Ages that are old that know. Fuck, you know what 35 body-year-old feels like after a tournament.
Oh yeah. What my body feels like now before the tournament is what I got to worry about, not after.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I need to see Instagram post about that.
Yeah. Question for you, Steph. Is Ashley gonna be coming out this season?
Fuck no.
Yeah.
Fuck no. She doesn't
No,
like it?
I got her sweater and all the rest of it. Honestly, it's just a lot with the 3 kids. You know what I mean? It's a lot to take on. As they get older, you know, like my eldest now is gonna be 7 years old, going on 17. It feels
Wow.
like.
You have 3 kids and your
looks
oldest
like
is
it.
7. That's fucked.
Yeah, so
That's a lot of small kids.
She's pretty good. Like her, I could be like, hey, just like sit on the bench here and chill out, and she'll be like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's more my middle child than my youngest. Like my youngest is still crawling, hasn't quite started walking yet, and it's a lot for
Isn't
one
he
person.
turning 1 soon? Or am I
He
crazy?
already turned 1.
He already
March
turned
20,
1. Oh my god,
yeah,
what the? Oh
March
yeah,
he turned
fuck, I saw that too.
Yeah, so you know he's still a lot to handle, and like my middle child who's 4 going on 5, like she just wants to run and play, and like
Yeah,
she's
she's
if I want to
crazy.
do it, she's gonna be like Dad, and just take off into the field, right? So
Oh my god,
it's a lot for
Ashley be
one
holding on to
person.
3 kids.
Okay.
Yeah.
Enough of the big one talks, yo. All the kids.
Okay.
Ain't nobody trying to hear that no more.
Sorry.
Anyways, it's getting late.
Yeah, it is.
Stephano.
I think you would actually be good to have on and sit and talk to you about a lot. You two specifically.
Yeah. Well, we need him to shit on some shit.
Yeah, actually, you
have
know
a
what,
whole
Steph?
segment, yo.
We've hired you without you knowing that whenever we need shit to talk about, we're gonna get you on the show.
Well, I told you that before. I was like, listen, guys, I have no problem.
I know, but
being the one to
before I
say
was
it,
still
and
a
then
little
you guys
hesitant.
can be the neutral parties and be like, oh, well, yeah, okay, and then like try to like stay out of it. It's fine. I have no problem saying the things for what they are, right? I don't need to sit here and be like, oh, this guy's a fucking idiot. But I could be like, hey, this is not correct. This is an injustice. This is not how you do things.
Yeah. No, we
You know what I mean?
appreciate
That's
it, and someone definitely needs to be a little more honest, I think, especially when it comes to these kind of things, because there's a lot going on that we all like whisper about and we'll text about and whatever, but as soon as it actually comes to saying something to the big dog, it's like, ooh, never mind.
100%.
There's no point though. Like really, that's what it comes down to.
I guess so.
I wouldn't say that because there's other leagues that are starting to emerge. Like I know I've talked to you, Joe, about like the VTFL and some of these other leagues. Like with the right support and the right structure, like you could easily remove Tifon off the map with not very much thing. Like for example, like the first one to start would be Ottawa. How many teams go to Ottawa? Not that many. So be like, hey guys, for all the Toronto teams that don't want to go, let's host a tournament for VTFLs. 7-on-7 style. The payout is actually going to be what the payout's supposed to be, which is like $1,000.
Yeah.
Well, what I'll say is that I do like that they changed the weekend of Ottawa. They at least tried to do something to switch it up, and I think that was a good step, at least changing the weekend, because more people usually are available to play that weekend in June. So maybe that promotes more people going there. Who the fuck knows?
Hopefully.
Hard to say.
Yeah.
Hard to
But
say.
hopefully.
Anyway, sir, we got to run. We thank you
No
so
problem.
much for coming out.
And for talking so late.
Yes, definitely.
Appreciate your patience.
no problem.
Yeah, hope you have a great night, and I'm sure you will be back on this podcast for sure. And if not, we'll see you this weekend.
Either way, you guys either post this one or just hold it in the records for.
Oh no,
voiceovers.
this is getting posted. Absolutely. There's just gonna be a lot of beeps. There's gonna be a lot of some.
Yeah, just be
Well,
able-
don't worry
just be
about
able
it.
to name-
It's
just-
okay.
Just be able to name.
That's what I was gonna do. I was just gonna beep out names, but we'll figure it out. But it had to be said at some point, so let's rather get it off
That's
our
all
chest
good.
at the beginning, and then hopefully it gets
Yeah.
figured out for the season.
Yeah.
100%.
Have a great night. Thank you very much for
Thank you
taking
so
the time.
much.
As always, appreciate you guys.
Have a good night.
Good luck this
Ciao.
weekend.
You too, man.
All right, thanks. Bye.
Bye.
All right. That's the show, guys.
God damn, Steph.
Big up to Andre McCalmont.
Try that again.
McCalmont. No,
Try
it's
that
fine. McCalmont Financial.
Andre, thank you very much for sponsoring this whole season at this point. It's
Yes.
going to be this season, and we have a lot of stuff coming. What is it? We don't know yet, but stuff. If you've made it this far into the episode, and if you're watching before the tournament, good luck. Stay safe, drive safe, eat good, drink good, and get drunk. We will see you guys in the next episode.
Double L's podcast.